Hello. Hey guys. How are you? No, no, it's not. No, but the lighting is. The lighting next to me. I have the cat lamp that it's purple. Maybe that's why you get the sense that my hair is colored. I don't know, but it's the lamp. And thank God it's not moving, like it's not changing, because if it's the one, the mode that it keeps like changing, shifting, it will be more confusing. I do have the ones that I used to have before, the ones that will be intermittent, but I actually lost the remote control of those, so I cannot play it. I cannot like actually set it up. So yeah, I will have to find the remote control. And Samara, in the list of, I have two requests to pull cards at the end, but I did write down this dynamic reading between Pio and Harmony, Kiho and Theo, or Theo, I don't know how it's pronounced. So we'll see how that goes. Is that another kind of ship, Theo? Because it was requested a lot. Ah, yes, I know. I know you did, Angie. Oh my God, I'm going to choke. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. You know me. If I just read what I see, I don't like. I'm sorry to see Pio and Harmony as little brothers. Yeah, but I thought this Venus in the series would happen on Saturday afternoon. I was so surprised when I got notification. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It's just that I'm going on a trip, so yes, I am not going to be. Um, But yeah, I guess Venus, like Venus and Friday. Friday is a Venusian day, so it makes sense. And I believe that the moon is in Pisces, so yes, I guess, yes, I like this. This could be like our the Lulu hours because the moon is in Pisces, so. Yeah. Okay. What time is it? It's 5 minutes already. I thought it was in Capricorn. Um, I believe it was in Capricorn a couple days ago. Yeah, I'm also leaving for 2 weeks holiday tomorrow as well, so it's perfect. Yay. That's great, Marushka. Yeah, guys, because you are actually in summer, so it does make sense. For us, we are in winter. We are going to have very soon, we are going to have like a sort of like a winter break, especially for people that go to school or college. So, hello, Laura. So, yeah. So I'm going to be free from college like in like 2 weeks, but yeah. So we will get to be see a bit during the week. Yeah, you do have to enjoy, guys. That you have beautiful days ahead. I heard that it's very hot over there, like. But yeah, you get to go outside, like enjoy. Just do it if you have the chance, and if you want to, enjoy it. In my case, I enjoy winter, so it's like I'm happy. I'm happy. But I don't mind like going out either. You know, when it's winter, it's not the cold that it makes me uncomfortable. It's the heat that makes me feel uncomfortable because we do have a lot of humidity here, so it makes me feel a bit dizzy and a bit like not so good. Oh, 33 degrees Celsius today. Oh my God, it's really hot. Yeah. Okay, guys, let's begin. As always, you know, this is going to be a very dynamic analysis, like I always do it. Like you are welcome to say what you think or your own experience of having that placement. So it's not that, you know, it's just me talking. But yeah, since I have, you know, the oracle that I always use, I was thinking that this is an oracle with actual placements, astrological placements. So I was like, oh, I'm going to look for the Venus in here and also include it, so we can dive a bit like further, because actually to do the Venus series, it's going to be a bit repetitive because actually a lot of idols are from the same age, and they do have similar placements. So to talk about a Venus in a sign, it's always going to be very general. You have to see the whole chart. But yeah, we can have a bit of fun. And next weekend, I'm going to continue to the next group. So if you haven't voted, and if maybe in the comment section of the post you see that someone mentioned the group that you want, what you can do is to put a like on that comment. So I will know that you will like or prefer the group if I see that the comment has a lot of likes, instead of, you know, like a lot of people asking for the same. So yes, we're going to start with the leader. We're going to start with Coon. We know that Coon is a Capricorn. His moon is in Taurus. So yeah, a lot of earth, very balanced, very stable. But his Venus is in Aquarius. So we have Samara here that she is our Aquarius resident. she is our Aquarius energy. So, you know, and a lot of idols actually do have Aquarius Venuses. And for a lot of people that do question about, you know, the Venus, if it does influence a bit your character or the way you behave or maybe the way you look, I believe you can like somehow absorb the attribute of that sign when you are in a relationship or when you are in the process of being flirtatious with someone or attracting someone or being interested romantically in someone. Like you display those traits, you know, it doesn't matter if you have like other, like if you are an earth sign, for example, and you have this air placement, you definitely like, it's like you, that energy exudes and it seems like it takes protagonism. If there wasn't a conventional relationship, Aquarius Venus can really be defined well, if that makes sense. Yeah, because actually Venus is not, like, it's not a comfortable sign to be in Aquarius, neither on Capricorn. On Capricorn Venus and Capricorn in Aquarius, they do have this very awkward feeling when it comes to being in love, like especially because they, here, let's see this. The card of Venus in Aquarius is detachment. Is the card of detachment. So definitely this keyword like invites you to think about that energy, the energy of the placement, and definitely it like helps you to connect with the detachment, like that actually like I can be interested in you romantically, but that doesn't mean that I need to be with you 24/7. Like if I go away on a trip, or if you go away on a trip, or if I have, pendant business elsewhere, the distance, or um, the hours that we are not together, it doesn't mean that that's going to change how I feel about you. This is why it does have the card of detachment, because Venus in Aquarius doesn't need to be with you all the time. Like, if they like you, they like you. And, that's it. There's no drama. There's no, like, I don't need to have you here, like possessively here for you to be mine. If you are possessive and you have displacement, maybe it has to do because like it's like a moon. Hello, Lilian. It's like a moon mechanism, or it's another aspect of the chart that makes you feel a bit like when you are in a relationship, it makes you feel a bit anxious. But a Venus in Aquarius would never feel anxious about a partner. I think that that's what makes him or makes a person with displacement, especially with Coon. It makes him being really cool, like a cool guy, because he does have all this earth, very stable energy, but at the same time he has this detachment that is like he can go and do his things, his identity, his whole well-being is not attached to someone else loving him. He's someone that he can like actually like function very well in the world without being in a relationship with someone or being interested in someone, but that relationship doesn't like take away his whole identity. He's not his relationship. His relationship is an attribute, yeah, it's a part of his life, but it's like if you want to be with him, like don't expect to have it traditional, don't expect him to do everything traditional. And of course that this must be a whole contradiction to his moon in Taurus, because his moon in Taurus can be very stubborn, and he can have these little like attitudes that you are like, I think that you are a bit possessive, or I think that somehow you are like watching me closely, and you have that very like a stubborn kind of vibe. But probably once he's settled, like in the relationship, like he is with the person, and this is his person, and he knows it. And when he is in the relationship, he detaches himself. It's like the whole, need to know how you feel, and to know if you feel the same, and to know if we are in the same page. This very earth need to dominate, because he's also Capricorn, and Capricorn is cardinal. So Capricorn needs to know, like, I really need to have the security, the confirmation that, I'm yours, you are mine, like we are a partnership in here. But once I know that, this is even, that we get each other, that we are in this together, and we have fun, and it's all cool, then I detach. And then I would prefer if you also detach from me. Like if you give me if you give me my space, I will give you your space, and we will meet eventually. But if, for example, if we think about Coon and his professional life or his profession in general, he's a guy that probably he has to travel a lot or he has to change all the time when it comes to where he is and what he does. So he cannot be a stay-home husband. You know, he cannot give that traditional relationship because first he has a relationship with his work or with his profession. You know, so he's like, you know, I can give you a bit of time and I can share it with you. But if I become a bit detached, don't freak out. Because that doesn't mean that I don't care. Or that doesn't mean that I don't value what we have. So probably he needs someone that also can give him the freedom to be himself. And since we have here, you know, we have a little boat and we have the whole, you know, the whole picture in here of, you know, this beautiful background. So, you know, he's always going to be thinking about the horizon, but that doesn't mean that he's going to think about other opportunities. It's just that mentally he always is going to think about, his mind probably is going to be elsewhere. You know, this is why it's the card of detachment, because he has so many ideas or so many projects or he's too visionary. So, you know, if he acts distracted, like, don't judge this and be like, oh, he doesn't care about me, he doesn't love me. Because that doesn't reflect how he feels about you or if he cares or not. You know, you are still his person. It's just that he's busy mentally, you know, he's busy. I had 2 partners with Aquarius Venus. I love it. He's like Jeffrey. We will talk, hang out, and then I'll come back. Yeah. Yes, it seems Coon is always working on music on his own, on WayV. He travels a lot as well. Yeah, it's like, you know, I think that's, you know, probably the moon can get a bit clingy. You know, the moon and other placements, they can give you a bit of, you know, like, but this is the thing with the Venus in Aquarius, that we often talk about this with Samara, because we do have a lot of famous idols that do have Venus in Aquarius. And sometimes Venus in Aquarius, because it's an Aquarius placement, a lot of people think like, oh, they you know, they don't commit, they have multiple partners, they get bored easily, they want novelty. And actually, no. The detachment comes from this need to go out to the world and function like an individual. Like, you know, I don't have to take care of you to show you that I love you, or I don't have to be attached to you 24/7 to show you that I am a great partner, because that doesn't work for me. I don't function like that. So if you could love me in my detachment, if you can also set yourself free and enjoy this feeling without feeling triggered also in insecurity, we will have a very stable relationship. We will have a very stable relationship. But a lot of people also, you know, there's a lot of like, a lot of misconceptions, and also a lot of, you know, you see Aquarius and you're like, oh my God, you know, the you know, the one that wants freedom and doesn't commit. And no, it's not like that at all. Actually, I know a lot of Moon in Aquarius people that they are in relationships for a long time. They make it work. It's just that it's not, you are not going to see them like 24/7 with their partners, because they need the freedom to know that they are in the relationship with the person that they want. But it's like, okay, now that I know that we're together, I need to get out to the world, and I need to expand, and I need to detach. So don't take it personally, because it's not that I'm abandoning you, or it's that I'm leaving the relationship. No, it's because I feel secure that I can detach. Hey, Hope. We're loyal. Yeah. Yeah. I'll detach for months, then I'll feel exactly the same way about you when I see you. Exactly. That's the feeling. That's the feeling, Samara. My feelings doesn't change. That's the right description with a Venus in Aquarius. No matter how many time and spaces are or passes or are between us, my feelings for you doesn't change. My feelings for you don't change. They don't change. So this is what surprised actually a lot of people, because they're like, oh my God, they're so loyal. Yes, they are. But, they are busy. So if you can understand their mechanism, if you can understand their way of loving without feeling it like, oh, they're going to leave me, they don't care. No. They are just focused elsewhere. If you see here, if you see this whole background, the boat, if you see, the water, everything, it doesn't mean that Venus in Aquarius is going to go out to the world to cheat on you. Actually, there's no image of people in here. They are in love or they get attracted to the possibilities of creating something new, but not something new with someone else, because there's no people in here. There's no people, like there's no others, It's not a Libra placement. Yes, I have Aquarius in my life that have stable relationships. Yes. Absolutely got ring very easily with Aquarius Venus long-term commitment. Maybe it's my Aquarius ring. I'm looking at you and only you. Prepare thyself. Yeah. It's just that they probably are not emotional. They are not the kind of partner that they are going to be like, okay, like, how are you? What do you need from me? Whatever you do, whatever you want, I will give you that. What do you want me to be? I will be whatever you want me to be. They are not like that. They are not like that. Do you see these waters? These waters are pretty calm. The waters are very calm. The waters are very stable. It's like, there's no, I feel at ease. There's no drama in here. It's just that, yes, maybe they are in their mind a lot. Maybe they think a lot. Maybe their thoughts are very weird even, but they are committed. Okay, let's move on to 10. 10 has, we're going to get very intense right here because 10 has Venus in Aries. Venus in Aries for 10. So this card I'm going to, because there's a naked lady. The card of lust. There's no need to say more. The card of lust. So this is very straightforward. This is very, yeah. This is very straightforward. This is, I believe that with all the flexible placements that that 10 can have in his own personality, 10 is very straightforward when it comes to attraction and when it comes to what he likes. He can actually turn into a very passionate person, into an Aries. Probably he's very quick to advance to someone that he likes or that he feels like there's a fire and attraction. He probably, feels it in his body. They are the kind of people that, yes, they feel the heat in their body. When they are around someone that they find attractive, it's very obvious that they are attracted. There's no need to disguise it. Actually, it can, like, because of how fast it happens, probably it can scare a few people. So of course that this, this has to do also with his culture and his and his manners, and also his education. Probably if he's in a very traditional background, he's going to try to be in control and like, okay, I don't want to be a creep, but probably he's the kind of person that he's like, okay, I believe in love at first sight. When I meet someone, I feel so much that I feel like I'm in love. Like I want that person, like sexually, but also I feel like I'm in love. Like, I have no eyes for others. Since this is an Aries placement, it doesn't last that much. I always say this about Venus in Aries, that they can feel the fire, the tumultuation, but that doesn't mean that it's going to last. This is by far the crazy that I always got from 10. I don't what it is as air sign, I become disinterested. In water sign, so I never explore his chart. Yeah. I know a couple of type people, and type people are very friendly. Koreans tend to be more... Yeah, definitely, I think that he could use that moon in Gemini of his to be very nice, Like, for example, if you mix that moon with his Venus, you could be like, okay, if he likes someone, he will show it to you by talking to you a lot. He will show interest because he will be like starting the conversation. But this is a guy that he's not afraid, or he's not like shy about like, okay, if I feel like I really want someone, I would initiate something right away, like have a nice, like a one night stand, or, something where things feel so passionate, or I feel so passionate for you that I cannot control my instincts. Aries, it's all about instincts because it's ruled by Mars. So it's all about actions. Like, I don't think about the consequences. I think about how you make me feel. And you make me feel like, literally, like we see here, that there's a volcano. There's a volcano here. There's fire. I cannot cover it. So, there's also like, Luna! Sorry guys, that's my cat. About Ghost West. It is having such a short attention span, Aries Mars. Yeah, but Aries Venus and Aries Moon are very mischievous in that sense. Are very like, I don't care what the others think, but I don't care how this looks like from the outside. But if I am interested, I'm going to let you know. I will not be second guessing. I will not even ask you if you feel the same. I'm going to go to you, straight to you, and I'm going to tell you that I find you beautiful and that I'm attracted and that, I want to marry you. Like all those very exaggerated. It's not about exaggeration because we will get to Sagittarius that is all about exaggeration. But Aries, it's like the card of lust, guys. It's not, Venus in Aries, it's not I love you. It's like I feel lustful for you. Like I want you, like sexually, This is why it's the card of lust. It's like while, the volcano is like erupting and like there's this out of control feeling, strong feelings, like, and I cannot control myself. This is why we see the eruption of the volcano, because there's no control inside by fire. There's no control. But also there's no, like, I don't know if I can build a relationship with this. I know that the beginning, like when I encounter you, it's all about how you make me feel and how my body reacts to you. If I find you beautiful, if you are my type, it's about, you know, the chemics of the body, you know, how my blood reacts to your presence, you know, and it could be a mix of a lot of things, you know. It can be the way you talk, the way you move, you know. I think that Venus in Aries, it's not, they don't discriminate. You know, it's like if there's something about you that I find attractive, like the lust is in there, you know. I just don't measure, and I don't stop to think like, okay, what's the meaning behind me feeling attracted to this person? Why am I feeling all of this all of a sudden? You know, like there's no need to discover any mystery. There's like, okay, I feel very strong for you and I want you to know, and like, can we do something about it? You know, probably it depends about what Mars he has. I don't remember his sign in Mars, but definitely his Mars is going to dictate how he moves, and how he uses that Venus in Aries. Because sometimes, and it had happened to me, Venus in Aries people is like they're very good at letting you know, complimenting you, you know, and getting very close to you and being flirty and everything. But sometimes it just stays in there. You know, it just stays in, like, you know, there's like, okay, like I sense that this person likes me because they get very close to me and they start like being a bit flirtatious, you know, and being showing passion, and they are there, you know, and they are not shy about it. But not all of them, like, especially if he has like a Venus in Pisces, you know, or something like that, he can also play a bit with that lust, you know, with this strong, you know, emotion or this strong desire. You know, it doesn't mean that because you are a Venus in Aries, you are going to go and just have sex with everyone, you know. But yes, it does indicate that you do have a strong desires, you know, that actually the way you can actually recognize if you want something, I wouldn't call it romantic, but for you to even consider that person a sort of possibility, you have to feel lust. You have to feel that strong pull. They want to feel that. Then eventually they will think, or they will like maybe think about your other attributes, you know, okay, what makes you different or what makes you attractive in the long run. But I think that at the beginning it's very passionate. He said that would turn me off so fast because he opens his last for life with with this placement. How do Aries Venus commit? His Mars is in the same as his Sun. Yeah, probably, yeah, he doesn't do much with it, you know. He probably is very evasive, you know, like he starts these flirtations or he starts this, but then he runs away. You know, or probably he enjoys like having these very like passionate, you know, encounters or situations with people, but actually Aries Venus commit, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know because I never dated a Venus, but I do, like, I did meet people that they even openly say that they had different partners and that they are very open about it, you know, about you know, their need to keep the relationship as open or as flexible as possible because they are like children in that sense, you know. They want to somehow they want to like explore, and they often like meet with people that have the same passion, you know, the people that also are in the discovery kind of state. So probably in this case with all the Pisces, he could actually like see this as a way of expressing art or a way of expressing his artistic side, you know, his need to not commit, you know, it's like he wants to feel the strong emotion of lust, you know, like, oh, I really feel like this person makes me feel strong, or I feel, you know, very strong. But when it comes to action, like it all stays in fantasy. I don't do much, you know, or if I did something, then probably I will run away the next day or I will hide, you know. So, yeah, generally I know a lot of, yeah, Pisces sun that they do have a strong Aries placement. And for them, it's very difficult, you know, because Pisces is very much about like, okay, I don't want to hurt others, you know, I'm very empathic, you know, I'm very humanitarian. But then they have these Aries placements that is like, I don't know, like a volcano inside of you that you just cannot help to feel the way you feel. It's like when you feel the strong lust, or when you feel like, okay, when you feel something with someone that is next to you and you're like, oh my God, I'm starting to feel that there's something going on. You actually cannot help it. It's not that you are like, oh, okay, now I'm going to start like being flirtatious with this person. The Aries like somehow like becomes very prominent. It's like you start to feel the rush, you know, the rush to do something about it, and then you probably regret it. But yeah, since he has Pisces placements, probably he's very good at being like, oh, I don't remember, or you know, or actually just not doing much, you know, not doing much. And probably if someone ask him like, oh, I think that you are interested in me, or I think that you show interest in me, and he'll be like, oh no, I'm just being friendly, you know. So yeah. Not him denying his needs help. Like the sun paid me naked. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just that it's complex. And also if you think about, you know, him being an artist and him being like a public figure, he can actually have a lot of like fantasies, you know, and him actually like probably recognizing that he's someone very passionate despite of all this Gemini and Pisces energy, you know, that probably a lot of people are like, oh, he looks so soft, or he looks so ethereal, or he looks, you know, so dreamy, or he looks so, I don't know, so feminine, you know. And actually with that Venus in Aries, actually he's like very masculine in that area, you know, like he would want to take control of the situation. I think that 10, when he potentially feels an attraction to someone or he's interested, he's not going to lie to you about it. You know, he's going to be very straightforward about it. You know, he probably is going to compliment you a lot, or is going to let you know that he finds you attractive, or that you are a sort of muse for him. You know, that you are attractive in his eyes, or that you make him feel something. You know, and this is not him being a creep. This is his Venus in Aries. You know, that they cannot help to share that, yes, I feel something very strong inside of me, you know, besides me being a Pisces and you're like being like, oh, he's so dreamy, he's so romantic, or he's so, you know, fantastic. And, you know, there's a part of him that actually he's very dominant, you know, and this is the part where he can like actually look at you in the face and be like, I'm attracted to this person, or I want to get to know this person. You know, he will not hesitate about it, or he will not need a middleman or a middle person to be like, okay, who do you like? What do you find attractive? You know, when the person is right in front of him, he knows it. He knows it, and he decides if he wants to act or not. You know, so I think that Venus in Aries is a kind of placement, like all the Aries placements, is that you do not have to second guess, you know, what they feel about you or how they feel about you. They are like very, probably, yes, a Venus in Aries is not that romantic. It's not that romantic, because probably they're not going to tell you like, oh yes, what I like about you is the sound of your voice, and I don't know, the way you laugh. No, they probably are going to talk about, you know, what makes you attractive in their eyes. It could be like, you know, a part of your body, or the way you move, or, you know, how sensual you are, you know. It will take him a lot of time to decide to stay with someone. Yeah, definitely. But I think that when he decides, he's going to have that attribute of a Venus in Aries to be like, yeah, I choose this person because from the beginning I felt a huge need to be with that person. You know, probably the Venus in Aries is the most decisive and strong placement that he has in his home chart, because I don't think he has much like a strong and decisive placements. You know, he has a lot of water. So yeah, of course that the water placements are going to somehow dictate at the end. They are going to rule his decisions at the end. You know, he's going to be confusing. So this is why whenever I read for 10, I'm always like, you know, we can go in different directions when we think about 10's energy, because he is like an ocean. You can never be like, oh, he is like this and he's going to do this. No, he doesn't have a direction. He can be different, you know, so yeah. So yeah. Then let's move on to Wing-Wing. Wing-Wing has Venus in Sagittarius. Sagittarius, Venus in Sagittarius here. Another one. Now that we're talking about, you know, Venus in fire sign placements, we have the card of flirtation. Venus in Sagittarius. Flirtation. So another one that is very open, that is very vocal, that is very brave. This lady is not that naked. So I don't know, because I want to see, like, I want you to observe the whole, you know, how he's with his guitar and he's looking at her and she's holding the bow, you know, and they are walking together in the sun, you know. So I think that definitely, since this is a Sagittarius placement, it talks about, and I believe he's a Venus and Mars in Sagittarius, so he is a wanderer. Like, he wanders, you know, and I see him like, him actually bringing serenades to the people that he likes. And I think that there's something about Wing-Wing that, you know, he could have like different experiences in love with people from different like countries, or people that are very different to him when it comes to ethnicity, even when it comes to cultures. You know, he can actually show a lot of interest in people that are very different to him, and that also allow him to learn something new about love. You know, Venus in Sagittarius with the card of flirtation is literally like flirting with someone. It's not that I commit to you. You know, it's not, yeah, actually he is. It's just that, you know, we're talking about a Scorpio guy. So a Scorpio guy that also, he has a moon in Virgo. So there's a lot of like structure around, a lot of like mysteriousness around Wing-Wing. Wing-Wing is very selective about what he's going to show you. He's also very cold about what he's going to show you. So probably this part of him, you know, the flirtatious one, the flirtation comes when he feels comfortable with you. You know, when he feels comfortable with you, he shows you his funny side. You know, the Sagittarius placements, Sagittarius energy is all about fun. It's all about laughter. It's all about, you know, enjoying ourselves, you know, go out in the sunlight, you know, let's go, let's have a trip together, let's have fun, let's, you know, let's just be this very fun and uplifting and optimistic like experience. Like, this is not about like, I will love you forever. this is not about like, I will love you forever. No, Yang has Venus in Scorpio, so it's different. Actually, Wing-Wing has also Mars in Sagittarius, so definitely, you know, we talk also about Mars in Sagittarius in Utah's birth chart, because Utah is also a Mars in Sagittarius, and he's also a Scorpio. But, you know, in Utah you can see like how, you know, he is also someone that he loves to travel. You know, he left his country at a very young age to go and find his faith in another country. So I guess that in the case of Wing Wing is the same. And also, since there's Venus also, there's more need for expansion. There's more need. It's not just about me, like because of my career or because of that I want to experience and open up to life in other countries. It's not just about that. It's also probably finding love in in other country, for example, or in a place that is very different. And also it can mean like run away to different cultures or just like be traveling to escape reality, But in the case of Wing Wing, I don't know his rising, but I think that Wing Wing is, there's a difference between the Utah Scorpio and Wing Wing Scorpio. It definitely has to do with their upbringing. But I think that Wing Wing is like the most faithful scorpionic kind of person, because and also his moon in Virgo also like gives him this very strategist, this very like cunning person, like, okay, like I'm watching you, like, I don't relax. I'm very professional, like I'm very picky about what I put my intention in, what I put my attention on, I'm very picky about my relationships, about what I do in my free time, I'm a sort of like neat freak, OCD to the fullest, I don't relax, I'm always like thinking about like how can I do to be better, to be the perfect version of myself, where Utah is just him being himself, and it seems like Utah is like a more kind of free Scorpio, it's like the archetype of the phoenix in Utah. It's like Utah is a double Scorpio, so he's like, I already went through the whole transformation, so now I'm just having fun, now I'm like, okay, the darkness, I already went through it, like the hidden enemies, I already went through it, like now I just want to laugh. I just want to laugh, and I just want to be silly, and I want to travel the world, and see with a lot of optimism where my Mars in Sagittarius takes me. But in the case of Wing Wing, there's a lot of seriousness. In the case of Wing Wing, there's a lot of perfectionism. It's like, yes, we can talk about the archetype of Venus in Sagittarius, the card of flirtation. So yes, he probably, when he established relationships, romantic relationships, he's not serious. He just wants to have fun, or he just wants someone, to have a fun interaction. It's like, oh, we like each other, we have fun, we are really cool. Yeah, it's okay. But also, like, he could also get married one day and have his own family, despite him having this placement or other placements, because his traditions or his values or his family values. And also for me is that moon in Virgo in there, that it doesn't make his life easier, so if his Sagittarius placement somehow wants to be wild and just like escape to the other side of the world and become this sort of traveler all over the world and leave the industry, probably his Virgo moon is like, no, we have to work. We have to work. You cannot go out there being like this, because it will ruin our image, and it will ruin our reputation, and it will ruin what we worked so hard to have. So I think that, yes, we are talking about the Venus in Sagittarius, but I think that in the case of Wing Wing is very different, because you have to see that his energy is a bit more like restricted. He knows that if he lets himself, like his wild wishes come true, and if he lets himself go, and he's like, okay, I want to connect with the fun side of my Sagittarius placements, and I want to laugh and be free and be goofy, he's like, probably, oh, I will have so much fun that I will not go back to my responsibilities, and I will lose control of my life. And what does a Scorpio fear the most? Losing control. Mm. Yeah, I always found Utah to have a very strong presence. Win is not fit to be an artist. Bro, Venus aside, it just seems like traditional conformative planet to me. Could indicate he could end up with foreigner. Yeah, that for Utah, yes, that Mars in Sagittarius. But also because Utah talks about it, he likes foreigner people. He likes it. I believe that probably he does have, but at the same time, yes, there's a part of him that is very conservative. Yeah, so this is why I think that when we're, because we are talking about idols, and I've been reading for idols for a while. I agree, Mariuszka, and I think that yes, we're talking about astrology placement, but we also have to think that these are Asian men. So for them, it's not like if this was like an American celebrity, we would be like, yes, they will go and travel the world and marry 7 times, and divorce 8, and have different like baby mamas and all of that. But since we are talking about these people in this energy, it's probably that we will never see them like exude these behaviors, or these archetypes. But so we have to take that into consideration. But definitely, like if I think about probably when being in a serious relationship with this Venus in Sagittarius, it would be that he actually would be a very fun partner. And that what he would love the most to do with his partner is to travel. He probably is someone that he loves to flirt with his partner, or he loves to have that very, fun and dynamic interaction where it's like, I'm acting as if I'm seeing you for the first time, and we're sort of like role playing that, like act as if you don't know me and I don't know you, and we meet for the first time, and we dive into that fantasy of us being strangers, and we laugh and we just are funny together. Like I think that a Venus in Sagittarius, what they want the most is to have a fun partner also. I think that probably, and I think that this is also very interesting because I think that probably Win-Win with all his responsibilities, he probably needs someone, a Sagittarius woman, for example, or a Sagittarius or a fire sign, someone that has that very passionate, and that very outgoing, that very like expressive and loud kind of energy, like okay, like yeah, I don't care if I have to make a fool of myself, but I want to make you laugh, so probably for him to make him laugh, he can fall in love with you if you make him laugh, because I think that he is very rigid. We also have to think about his moon in Virgo that restricts a lot his emotional self, and also probably his upbringing, his responsibilities, these are people that they cannot be themselves, and also he can be a bit paranoid with that Scorpio placement, about fear of betrayal, and so him not trusting people right away. But I think that the way you can get to his heart and the way you can get him to feel attracted to you is if there's like a flirtatious kind of vibe, where you make each other laugh and where things are fun, are fun, and just like, let's go out there and do something fun and let's just laugh. Let's just be goofy together, let's not do this so routinary, let's get out of the routine a bit. Okay, let's continue with Jajun or Jajun. Jajun. He has Venus in Virgo, so yes, let's go back to the, to this extractor of we were talking about the moon in Virgo. Also, a Venus in Virgo is also a placement that is not very like cool to have your Venus in, because it's not that you're like okay, like this is great. Like, when I feel attracted to someone, I act like a romantic. Actually, he could feel a bit like, what do I do in here? What do I do with this that I'm feeling? Like I better wait to see if the other person likes me, because I'm not sure if they like me. Actually, Venus in Virgo people, they tend to have a bit of, they are so critical with themselves that they think that they are not good at love, or that they are not good at expressing. Yes, Jajun. So I think that it's very interesting because he is a Leo. He's a Leo sun, so you're like, how come you're amazing? Like, he's beautiful, man. Also, he has, moon in Cancer, so he's very loving. I believe he has the potential to be a great partner, a great father, one day. But yeah, probably, Venus in Virgo it restricts a bit, the possibility of enjoying romance, and enjoying this, like, this sort of dance, this sort of like, this sort of back and forth where you are like, okay, I like you, you like me, and we get each other, and everything is beautiful. And we are in the same, we are in the same page. With the Venus in Virgo, everything becomes like a bit awkward. Like, the person becomes awkward around someone that they like. It's like, okay, yes, I know I like that person, but what do they think of me? So they start like being in their heads, analyzing a lot. Like, okay, they said they like me, but what do they like about me? Because I'm not sure. Like, I don't know what to do, and what should I do? And should I call them back, or should I wait that they call me? But what should I say? They have all these mental, like, they have all these possible scenarios. I even joke myself trying to express this. This is why it's so tiring. This energy gets me very like, oh my god, like, woo, what do I do? Like, so I hope he can learn to enjoy. Yes, he will. He will, definitely. This card is beautiful. It's the card of discrimination. Discrimination. And this is not discrimination in the word of, this keep discriminating people. It's just that I think that, just like Samara said here, at least Virgos are serious. This discrimination, it means that, if you notice, this lady, there's a lot of butterflies in here. So she's thinking a lot about, like, what do I choose? Which one of these beautiful butterflies is going to be my butterfly? So he's like, the person here standing here is like discriminating. Like, okay, which one of these, like, do I choose? Because I actually want my butterfly to be like the best of the best. Like, and this is not, to be like, oh, I'm going to choose the prettiest one. But probably, they are the kind of people that they are not thinking about, like, okay, like about the way you look. They are more discriminating about what you can bring to their lives, when it comes to a very practical matter. Just like any earth signs or earth placement, they are talking about, like, okay, how can we improve each other's life? How can I make your life better? So this is why the card of discrimination is in here. It's about analyzing, not so much about me being like blown away about, the makeup you're wearing, and the dress you're wearing, or the outfit that you're wearing, or, it's more about, like, okay, how can we be useful to each other? How can we make our lives better? This is why we have all the earth. We have all these earth here. We have all these plants. We have all this, so we have all this to grow together. We have all this potential to grow together. So yes, they are very serious about it. Yes, tough being a placement. They want to appreciate it for what they do for you. Yes, exactly. Yeah, this is why they get very much in their mind, because they are like, okay, yeah, that person like me, but what do I do? Like, you know, what do I do? Like, how do I do this? You know, how do I show my value? You know, and it's like, for them, it's not even about the person, you know, it's not even about like, okay, what can you do for me? No, they're like, what can I do for you? So it's a bit complex, because even though they can have great self-esteem and they can be amazing in different areas of their lives, when it comes to probably social interaction and romance in life, they are very like, yeah. Yeah, but gift giver in the sense of like, I going to buy you something that you need. You know, not so much like I'm going to buy you something pretty. It's more like I'm going to buy you something useful. For example, like I noticed that your trash can was broken, so I bought you a new one, something like that, you know, very very practical, that you're like, why did you bring me this, like, you know, like, like, and also their power of observation when they are into someone is like, they already like did a sort of a scanner of what you need around your house, or in like, if you mention that you need something like in particular, they listen to it, they pay attention, and they're like, okay, she says she needs this, so maybe I should go and get it and give it to them. You know, so when they are interested, they definitely have this power of concentration. They are like, okay, uh, I remember they said this to me. This is why they have to discriminate, because they have so many thoughts or so many preconceptions about how they can be better for you, that sometimes it's not easy for them to be present in the relationship. You know, sometimes a bond, you can be in a relationship without having to make that much of an effort. You know, it's like, it's okay if you don't buy me or fix things for me. Like, I will still love you. Like, you don't have to get nervous, you know, to show me or get out of your way to do extra things for me, to show me that you love me. You know, you can, you know, slow down a bit about that. Yeah, but you know, sometimes these people, this Virgo in Venus, Venus in Virgo, sometimes they sometimes stay in the friend zone a lot, because they, it depends on the other placements, but it takes a while for them to actually like take the initiative to let someone know that they are interested. You know, he could be that one friend that does everything for you, and you're like, oh yeah, he's a great friend, yeah, he's amazing, he's really nice, like we've been friends forever. And maybe he had always had feelings for you and he never said anything. You know, this is why sometimes Virgo Venus, you do need to give them a push. You know, you do need to give them like a sort of signal that you like them, or that, you know, you're interested, because they would be for a long time doing a lot of things for you, but not expressing actively how they feel about you. You know, it's like, because they do it so naturally and they are so like good at helping others, that you're like, okay, yeah, he is helpful. He does this with everyone, you know, because he is like this. Because they are so practical like this. There's not a hint of like, oh, he's doing it because he has romantic feelings towards me. Actually, a Venus in Virgo is not that romantic. It's like everything they do, it seems like a chore, you know. So sometimes Venus in Virgo partners, they do complain about this, you know, about, you know, actually their Venus in Virgo partner not being that expressive or not being that romantic, but actually, yes, because they are very like, they are not that romantic, they're not that emotional, they're just there, and they just like, you know, they give you what you need as a sign of love. Friends, I remember a WayV interview where they asked them who would be the second male lead in a drama, and they all said Jajun. Yeah, yeah, and also, you know, there's a sense of sometimes they do have the energy of the martyr as well, you know, because they are like, yeah, I never get picked. I wonder why, you know, people never pick me, or you know, I'm never the protagonist in my love life, you know, I'm never the protagonist. But it's because they get very shy all of the sudden, you know, they get very cold all of a sudden, you know. It's because in that fixation, that mental fixation that they have about like, okay, I have to behave like this and this and this, they are so serious about it that sometimes it's like you definitely miss the hint, because you're like, okay, this is not a love demonstration, this is someone being a good friend, or this is someone being like a good person in general. You know, he does this because he loves to help. And even if you ask them, they are like, oh no, yes, I do this because you know, I like things to be arranged. You know, and they just like, you know, they are very like, they don't give you that, so you will be like, oh, maybe this is romantic, you know. And even maybe if you ask them, you know, it depends if they open up and say it. But yeah, I think that Venus in Virgo needs a lot of love, a lot of love, and also the other person has to be very brave and also very sensitive to get the signs, because it takes them a while to actually like, you know, to be ready, you know, because if it wasn't for them, they just want to be perfect for the other person or in the eyes of the other person. So it's not easy for them to be like, okay, I'm ready, I'm going to confess. Probably they confess when it's already too late, like something like that. Okay, let's move on to Henry, Virgo in, not Virgo, Venus in Leo. Venus in Leo for Henry. And Henry is a Libra. But yeah, he got here then you and this is also a very, it's just like a fire placement. This is the card of affair. The card of affair. So yeah. Does this mean that he would have an affair with people? No, this doesn't mean that. But Venus in Leo is very much like, you know, I want to live this, you know. Definitely they do feel like the protagonist in the love story, you know. This is not like the Virgo Venus that just feels like an outsider. A Venus in Leo feels the protagonism. Actually, for them to feel attracted to someone, they have to have this sort of affair kind of experience. You know, for them it's all about, so this is why they get along very well with the Venus in Aries, because a Venus in Aries is all about impulsivity, it's all about, you know, coming to you, like coming strong, you know, and being like, okay, I like you, let's hang out, let's be together, you know. And they are like, wow, I feel so special. You like me. I want your attention. Give me your attention. Give me your attention. I need your attention. If you don't give me your attention, then probably, yes, I will go and find it somewhere else. But yeah, actually, like, Venus in Leo is, yeah, it's all about the self. Actually, it's about, they are the king and queens of relationships. They definitely love to be in relationships. They love to have a partner to somehow show off, you know, to be like, this is my partner, you know, this is my person, you know, this is my you know, and they take a lot of pictures and they record everything. And they are very proud of also the relationship that they have. You know, for them it's like a boost of, if they're confident, this placement will make you feel a bit much more confident, you know, and you probably are like, wow, I love this. But yes, just like the keyword here, affair, they also need to feel that excitement, you know, that like, you know, let's make this as if this was like the first time, you know, like as when, you know, like the sort of honeymoon phase where everything is amazing. And where I am the one, I'm the person that you choose. They want to be chosen so bad, they want to be the protagonist. Definitely, they are like, they want the attention of their partner. They probably can accept anything in other aspects, but yeah, when it comes to Henry, I remember he's a Libra. I don't know if he's a double Libra, I believe. Does anyone remember if Henry is a double Libra? But yeah, this is a great, combination actually for him. Actually, his value, or you actually can see like a glow up in his personality when he is in a relationship or when he is interested in someone romantically. He just like exudes this very beautiful, bright energy of like, I feel beautiful, like I shine, like I know someone loves me, so I feel so alive, and I feel so fun and I want to do things. This is not a sort of partner that you can be like, oh no, let's not go out and stay home and watch Netflix. No. If you date a Venus in Leo, you have to go out. You have to take them out to the nicest restaurant. This is not about money. This is not about luxury, but this is about like you should be proud to be with me. Like, show me to others. I don't want to be a secret. Like, I don't want to be a secret. I want you to show me to others. I want everyone to know that you are mine and I'm yours. Something like that. He has a Taurus moon. Yeah, there's a lot of Venusian. He's a Libra sun and he has a Taurus moon, so there's a lot of Venus. So yes, he probably is very romantic. He's very romantic. I would say he's faithful as well. Even though he's a Libra sun, I would say he's faithful. But one of the conditions is that he needs to talk about his relationships. He's the kind of person that, of course, he's an idol. He's not going to be talking and telling the fans that he's in a relationship. But if he is in a relationship, he probably talks about it with his closest circle and his family. He very proudly shows that he has this connection, and he just feels like a king, and he wants to be treated like a king. Also, a Venus in Leo, it's not that they demand that the person treats them very well, but they definitely it's one of the the things, the attributes that you have to have if you want to be with them. You have to be ready to give them your whole attention. In the sense that it's not about dependence. It's not that they cannot live without your attention. But I think that the Venus feels happy when they feel seen. This is a Leo placement. So they want to be seen and acknowledged and admired by their partner. This is the same as, someone that has a lot of, self-love. They definitely know their value. They are I'm beautiful, I'm happy, I know I have a lot of good things about me, I'm a fan, I'm a passionate partner, so, you better treat me right. You better give me your time because I deserve it. So I think that the Venus in Leo is also someone that can be a good coach for those that don't know how to respect themselves. Because a Venus in Leo is okay, I know I'm great, I know they probably have a lot of people waiting for them in line, and they are I'm precious. So you better take care of me. You better acknowledge my existence in your life. I'm not going to be a secret. I'm not going to be hidden. Yes, we are, but we're not. Yes, you're special, but no, they want, they want the affair. They want the passionate. They want the fireworks. They want the whole roller coaster of emotions. I want you to make me feel something. And I want to feel like I'm in a movie. And they also have the ability to also make you feel like you are in a movie, like you matter, like you are important, like you are, you know, the protagonist of their love life. You know, so if you are like the kind of partner that you are very shy, you don't want to go out, you just don't want to be seen, or you are just awkward in general, they will be like, you know, maybe we are not good for each other. And I'm going to let you know, because a Venus in Leo is going to let you know. If you make them look bad, like in the sense that you just don't match their energy and you are not enthusiastic, or you're not feeling like enthusiastic to be in their lives, and you don't want to show appreciation, then move on and let me find someone that does appreciate me. Yeah, it's just that there's a lot of people, Samara, that don't have an eye. There's a lot of people that they just become very passive in relationships, you know. And sometimes you do need someone like a Leo to somehow push you to be a bit more daring. And it's like, you know, if you have fantasies with your partner, or if you have some wishes that you want to introduce to your partner in your relationship, you know, you say it. Like, you talk to them, you go and do it. You know, this is something that is about, you know, the Leo Venus that we mentioned, also the Sagittarius Venus that we mentioned, and also the Aries Venus that we mentioned. That is all about, like, I go and you listen to me, because I am a very active partner. You know, I do not accommodate to you, because I first am an entity, and they are very passionate about it, and they are not going to like put out the fire so you can feel comfortable. No, you have to know that they have a huge ego, and that they have a great personality, and usually they take a lot of space, yes, energetically, because they are this. But the good thing about them is that they are very honest, and that they are very generous with the people that they love and that they care about. It's just that they do have very low tolerance to people not giving them the place that they deserve. You know, they have very, like, especially Leo placement is very much about the individualization. It's very much about the I. So it's like, if you expect me to not be myself when I'm in a relationship, no. Because when I'm in a relationship, a Leo Venus is like, I want to be a diva in my relationship. You know, I want to be like a sort of pop star. You know, I want to be an idol. I want to be your idol in my relationship. And you can be my fan. And actually, there's other placements that will be very willing to be your fan. You know, for example, like a Virgo Venus. A Virgo Venus would be like your fan, you know, because they would take care of everything to make you happy. So, yeah, but a Virgo Venus would be a bit boring for a Leo Venus. But they have that, you know, they have that, they are so excited and so full of fire that it's not that they do it on purpose. They just feel the need to be like, I'm in love. I have to let you know, I have to let people know that I'm excited. I'm in love. I'm with this person. This is my person. You know, I want to show you all, guys, that I have this person. Okay, and then the last one is Yang Yang. Yang Yang has Venus in Scorpio. And in here, in the card, we have the card of secrets, Venus in Scorpio. Secrets. So definitely yes, for Yang Yang, like, he is also a Libra. I believe he's a moon in Pisces, very sensitive and everything. But when it comes to relationships, he is a mystery. In the sense that probably if he's in a relationship, he's going to be very silent about it, and it's going to be very hard to actually get him to say who he's dating. And if he, because he's a Libra, you know, if he does get, you know, people know about it, he will probably hide it. I think that there's a part of him that, he can have all these placements about being very like empathic and also wanting to share with others, but I believe that when it comes to relationships, this placement of Venus in Scorpio is what allows him to be more calculative, and more like manipulative about, okay, I don't want people to know details about my love life, and I think that for an idol this is okay. This is okay because actually, this is a part of his persona that just, people shouldn't know about. And I think that he knows how to play this placement very well to his benefit. I believe that a lot of people that would have this sort of placement would be very lucky if they know how to control their impulses, because also Venus in Scorpio, just like any Scorpio placement, is very intense. And if you think about a relationship, they definitely, get very intense, in relationships. And sometimes relationships can be very traumatic, or, also the card of secrets also can talk about the secrecy in the couple, in the relationship. Like them actually like keeping a part of themselves hidden from their partner, and then actually, for example, at the beginning of the relationship, being very selective about what they tell their partner and not sharing that much with them, and hiding a sort of aspect of themselves. So Venus in Scorpio is also not it's not an easy placement. It's actually very traumatic. It's actually, it gets very dense. The energy is like, for example, if they're interested in someone, they would try to not, other people not, not notice that they have feelings for someone, trying to hide it, trying to, not show it, or actually, waiting for the other person to, like, you come to me and you tell me how you feel, because actually I don't want to tell you, and like somehow insinuating, like playing this sort of manipulation, but it's like, you better tell me your secrets first, and then I will tell you mine. But maybe I will not tell you mine. This is like me and my usual anecdote of me trying to date a Scorpio, like, us, just being on the first date, like just staring at each other with a lot of distrustfulness, just staring at each other, and him not giving anything away and me not giving anything away, my moon is Scorpio and his sun, just not connecting because he wanted to manipulate the thing, and I sense it, even though we had a conversation and everything, but there was something in the air that was uncomfortable, and I didn't like it. I also don't like people like hiding from me, things. And also when I cannot figure someone out, I feel like there's something wrong. But, in this case, a Venus in Scorpio can have this, of them wanting to sort of, have a sort of dominion, or, have the power in the relationship when it comes to secrecy, when it comes to all the things that you think you know about me, but you don't know. Like, oh, you think I love you? Yes, you do know that I love you, but how much? You don't know how much. I never tell you how much. Oh yes, and even if I mention it once, I didn't tell you all the details. So there's always like this, this sort of like, oh, there's something about you that I cannot, and usually, probably another signs that are a bit more not so observant, they actually are okay with this, it's like, oh, he's like this, he acts a bit weird, or probably they like, I don't know, they do a background check on you to see all your secrets or where you're from, or if you have secrets, or if you are who you say you are, they are great detectives in this sense. When they are interested, they definitely, this part of them wanting to unveil all the secrets about you, it's like, okay, I cannot trust you if I know that you're hiding something from me. you know. And I think that for an idol also it does make sense. If I would be an idol, I would also be careful about who I associate myself with, because then, you know, there's pictures everywhere, there's, you know, captures, screenshots of conversations, you know, it's complex. It's complex. But yeah, thinking that you know, Yang Yang probably has this very sweet, you know, he is a Libra, and he's a moon in Pisces, so he's an angel basically. You know, he's a very beautiful person. You know, and also he can look a bit like naive, you know, innocent. But this Venus in Scorpio in relationships, it makes him feel a bit more cunning, you know, a bit much more like, okay, like, yes, I want something with you, I find you attractive, but first tell me all your secrets. Like, I want to know about you. Who are you? Because I don't trust you yet. So, yeah. My little brother is a Scorpio. Yeah, but the ones that have a sun in Scorpio, actually, I believe that they are the people that have it more like incorporated in them, and there's not much mystery about them. They are very proud of the shadow self. You know, they are very proud of who they are. They. It's not that they hide secrets. They are like, yeah, you know, I'm different. Yes, you know. But the placements in Scorpio are the ones that are a bit more tricky to actually like get to know. For example, I do get a lot of people that I'm a double Capricorn, and because of my Jupiter in the first house, and I have Venus and Mars in Pisces, I come across as very friendly once you get to know me. You know, I tend to smile a lot, and I'm very funny, you know, and I like to laugh and just have fun. But I also have my moon in Scorpio. My moon in Scorpio is like, if I care for you, I'm going to be observing everything about you. And probably I do have the ability to observe and notice certain things about people, even though I'm smiling, and I can be like, you know, very nice, and I can be very goofy even, and I can be like, oh, she has no idea. You could be like, oh yeah, she's laughing, she's hilarious, you know, she's just talking about, you know, random things, and in my mind I'm already collecting information. So, you know, you never have to mess with a Scorpio placement, because we are always like on detective mode, always. It's not that we want to be like this, it's just that there's a strong intuition, you know, there's a strong intuition. That's why when I started reading the tarot, you know, I had it hidden for so many years, like, because I actually, like, I had this sort of phobia of, like, I didn't want to read for people, because I was like, you know, what if it comes true? Like, I had so many fears, you know, about that, because I was like, okay, it's okay for me to have certain intuitions about me, but it's very different to share it with others, you know, because what if the person is not ready to receive the message? You know, what if the person just, you know, they don't understand, or they just don't know what to do with the information that I'm providing, or they just don't listen, you know, how you know, not you collect information. No, not on you. No, I don't. No. No, actually, you know what I did with my Scorpio placements that I do have a lot is that I put it on my profession. This is what I do. You know, in my personal life, I usually don't use it. You know, I don't go around like thinking, like talking to my loved ones and be like, oh, they're hiding something. No. And I don't like to be that person that is like, I went to an astrology class with another Scorpio moon, but she was a Libra, and she was a medium. She actually was going to also courses of mediumship. And one day she was like, oh, I had this that I wanted to tell you because, I think I saw your mother and she had this message for you. I don't know if you want to hear it. And then I did thank her and I was like, okay. And then when we started like, hanging out more during classes, and we would be sharing things, and we also had one of the girls in there that also her mom also had cancer. She was like in that period of, just being with a lot of morphine and just being there, just waiting, and she would be like, oh, I think I saw this and I think I saw that. And I remember that got her into trouble actually because this girl's grandma called my astrology teacher and she was like, who is this, who is this witch that is like putting these ideas on my nieces, on my, no nieces, on my granddaughter's mind about her mother, like being here and then my astrology teacher she reached out to me. She was like, oh, Vanessa, what do I do with this? I'm so angry that she got me into trouble with this. But my astrology teacher, she also was like somehow enabling this to happen. She was like, it's as if while we were in astrology, I would pull cards for them. It's the same, and I didn't do that because, I was just there to study astrology. But this woman, she had this mediumship that she couldn't control. It's like she would be a medium 24/7. And I was like, and I remember I used to tell my astrology teacher, I was like, this woman is going to go crazy eventually. Because I understand that she has a gift, but she cannot go around telling people, oh, I have a message from someone that passed away, a loved one that wants to say something to you. Like, you cannot go to your hairdresser and tell her that, and without expecting people to freak out, or people, just because they feel pressured or scared, they be like, okay, yeah, tell me about it, like, you cannot be like that, like and you also have to protect yourself. If you are that set medium, you have to put some boundaries to that energy. You cannot be channeling all the time. Like, you're going to go crazy. Sometimes I don't like reading a friend's chart. It's like too much info that maybe they don't want to share. Yes, I feel the same. Yeah, I feel the same. Yeah, some people don't want to know stuff. Yeah, I feel the same. Yeah, I just don't, I don't, because I don't know what you can trigger in that person. You don't know. You don't know. When she told me that she was like, oh, I think I saw your mom, she actually, like, the message was very, like, clear, but like, I think that I accepted, but I actually, like, I didn't want to know, like, it's because I didn't know what to believe, somehow I was a bit like, just to be polite, I was like, yeah, okay, but, I was like, and, but poor, she's just a sweet person. It's just that she had a lot of Libra placement, zero Earth placements. She was a whole Libra, and the only different placement that she has was the Scorpio moon. So it was like that was very heavy in there. With that also Libra placement, trying to somehow being pleasant to others and trying to, I don't know, that's why I was like, maybe she's sharing this because she wants me to like her, or she wants me to create a bond with her. This is, maybe she uses this gift as being like, oh, I have something to tell you, and you'll be like, oh, this lady is so nice, somehow like trying to engage. So yeah, she's very sweet. I like. But yeah, she had that I actually talked to her. Like, I was like, because I believe that she had she had taken some medications, or she was taking some medications for something. I don't know if it was anxiety or what. But yeah, I was like, you have to yeah, you have to slow down. You have to slow down. Like, you know, not everyone is ready. Yeah, Libra placements are rough. Yeah. Yeah, and she acknowledges that. She was like, please don't make me choose. I'm a Libra. Don't make me choose. She would always send me like these WhatsApp audios, and she would be like, we had, I don't know what we had to choose. We had to choose a date for a class or something like that. And she was like, and I was like, okay, what do you think about this? Like, do we do it on Monday? And she was like, oh, please, Vanessa, don't make me choose. I'm a Libra. Don't. And it was hilarious hearing that audio because it was like, I'm a Libra, I cannot choose. And I love her. I actually, this why I love Libras. Like, because, like, you know, in my case, I do not have like air placements, you know, except that I have Venus and Mars in the first house, that is a Gemini house. And I have a Libra midheaven. But I don't have like Libra placements. So I often meet people that have a lot of stelliums in Libra, or a lot of stelliums in Gemini, for example, or yeah, Aquarius as well. So I understand that for me, yeah, I don't have air placements, but I do have the stability of being an earth sign, but I also have a lot of emotionality of having a lot of water placements, you know. So I kind of can connect with the profundity of things sometimes, you know, and I think that when you have a lot of earth and water, like somehow it matches, you know, so there's not a lot of conflicts. But in her case, when she had a lot of like air, she was lost. Poor woman, she was lost. She was lost. And also, you know, that's also a very like interesting thing, because actually Libras are the cardinal signs of the air signs. Like, they are the leaders of the air signs. Like, they have the possibility, the potential of becoming leaders. With their diplomacy, with everything that they have the potential of being leaders. You know, they are part of the cardinals, the 4 signs that are cardinals, that are leaders, that is Aries, Capricorn, Cancer, and Libra. So, you know, it's just that it takes a while for them to actually be in that place of leadership, because they often forget about themselves, because they are in relationships, and they are in very consuming relationships. So, you know, but if they learn to somehow like get out a bit of that relationship, and they dare to use it for the professional, you know, to be just, you know, to be also part of the world, for you to be a bit, you know, superficial and also diplomatic, it helps you. It helps you for you to climb places, you know, it helps you. Because somehow you're neutral. You never have like, you are not that, you know, a leader has to be flexible. A leader doesn't have to have a side. They have to be there, you know, and being just like, okay, yes, I'm listening to you, and then I'm listening to you, and I don't form an opinion, you know. I'm just here being a mediator. Okay, guys, before I go, I'm going to pull cards for this. For first, this duo, P1 harmony. I always freak out when I have to say P1 harmony. Is it P1 or is it PH1? No, it's P1, right? Why? I know it's about this artist. Artists mess up my whole perception of that name. He definitely messed up my whole, because it's about that artist that is called PH1, I believe, and he messed up my whole like mind. I panic every time I have to read P1 harmony. I panic because I'm like, did I say it right or not? P1? Okay. Okay, P1. Better. Better. Okay. What sign is Theo? If someone knows, because I want to try to remember his energy. Cancer? Ah, okay. 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 I'm going to place Kiho first on the left and Theo. Oh my. A lot of love in here. What's going on? Brotherly love, of course. But a lot of emotions. Like, my God. I didn't know Kiho was able to have all these emotions. Because he's so airy. Like, he's so, like, air sign and Capricorn placements. Well, Kiho got 7 of Cups, King of Cups. Theo, he got Knight of Cups and 7 of Swords. The relationship, we got the Fool. And also, they got the Fool, and also they got the card of Sun in Aquarius, Idealism. So, yeah, very, very expansive, very... Does this guy, Theo, has like a moon in Aquarius or something like that? Or Libra? I mean, there's a lot of air. He's unpredictable, the Theo guy, nevertheless. Both of them, actually. For me, for Kiho, definitely there's a lot of love. There's a lot of need to protect. So is this guy Theo like one of the youngest, or he just like has this energy of like being, I don't want to say innocent because he's not innocent, but it seems like he needs a lot of love and attention. And probably like for Kiho, it's like, oh, he's so cute. It's like, you know, I can be a mother for you. Like, I really like you. Oh, okay. With magnet vibes. Yeah, definitely there's like a lot of correspondency. But honestly, I think that, you know, that's why I have this, okay. I have this because the 7 of Swords in here, like, I have this thing here that I'm thinking like, and I wanted to ask this, you know, to the fans very respectfully because, you know, I the other day I was talking about how often AT-san is also like stuck in these ships with Woo Young, and often fans forget about him. He's just someone's ship. And I think that it's very interesting that I had been reading for P1 Harmony and everyone asked me for Kiho. First it was Kiho and this other member, and now it's Kiho with another member. So I would want to know, like, you know, like what's going on with Kiho and everyone, because this is what I see here. Definitely for Kiho, this is fun. He has love for everyone. like I'm like, if tomorrow you're like, I want a tarot reading between Kiho and another member, he's going to be open to receive another member as well. Because he's like, you know, whatever possibility I have to show affection, I don't know if it's in front of a camera or, you know, he will do it. He's like, you know, I'm not faithful to one. Like, you know, I can choose. If he's that guy, that member that he gets shipped with a lot of members, it's because emotionally he is like open to all of them. He is like, you know, but this is the very interesting thing for that it gets for me for reading for Kiho. He always gets a king. So he is always like, this doesn't have to do with age. This has to do with him being a king. You know, he knows about his popularity. He knows about his influence. He knows about his charms. He knows he's loved. He knows he is beautiful. Like, he is a guy that he has a lot of options. Like, everybody loves him. Everybody loves him. So he is a very wanted guy. You know, in this case, I think that, you know, he's like, yeah, you're asking me about how I feel about Theo? Yeah, I love him. But there's others as well. You know, like, he's the guy. His Mercury is in Gemini. Yes. Definitely, because honestly, guys, like, I'm not making this up. He has a lot of potential for love. You know, he has a lot of potential for love. It's like he owns his own emotions. He's very open about it. You know, there's no mysteriousness in here. There's no mysteriousness at all. He's very much in control. Like, yes, I feel loved, and probably, you know, the reason why he is in this group is because he feels loved. I think that he found love in this group. Like, he feels, you know, like, you know, like this. You know that there's this flowing water, there's a lot of water, there's a lot of potential. He's like, wow, like, it's a mix of opportunity because he is in control of his image, of course. But he's like, you know, everybody loves me. I'm so happy. I'm so fulfilled emotionally. So probably he doesn't hide, you know, on cameras. Like, you know, this is him. But also he's someone that if you ask him, I don't know, who is his favorite member? How many members are in the group? Because I have the 7 of Cups in here. Are they 7, or are there 7 members in him or something like that? Because the 7 number is like, Kiho needs to keep learning from Sol on how to minimize his energy. He's just very expansive. He's very expansive. And probably he's also very wanted outside the group. You know, he's someone that he's feeling like, I don't know when he started with the group, but he's very much like loved. He feels very open, you know, very 6, okay. So, but yeah, just like was he a Libra? He was a Libra, right? Just like the Libra or the air placement that he's not going to choose one. He's not going to choose one. He's like, I have so many possibilities. I have so many options. Like, this is my moment. This is my moment. I feel loved. Nobody's moving me from here. I'm in control. And probably he also loves to feed the fans' fantasies. Because, you know, the King of Cups is also someone very emotional, also very flexible, can be manipulative also, you know. So he's like, you know, I can make your dreams come true. Or actually he can get very like, you know, he just knows how to make the person feel like emotionally connected to him. He knows how to get to people's heart. He knows. But I just want you to see, because this is not the first time that I pulled a king for Kiho. He always gets the King of Pentacles, but I believe that the last time that I read for him and Soul, he got the King of Swords. But the first time I pulled cards for him, he got the King of Pentacles. That I was like, okay, this guy rich. So do you see, he's always in control in relationships. Always. Always. So definitely he's very popular. He's very popular. So Angie, you asked me for this duo, but I think that there will be more duos coming. because he seems to be popular. And from Theo's side, yeah, see? From Theo's side, he's like, yes, like, I want to conquer you. He has the Knight of Cups. He's like, here I go. This is my offer. Like, I open my heart to you. Like, really, like, I feel like this emotional connection for me. Please love me. Something like that. But also, he has the Seven of Swords. So this is his moon in Scorpio talking. Theo is a bit more like sneaky. It's like, okay, yeah, like I want this from you, but if I can play also a bit hard to get, and I can act a bit, like, oh, now I'm interested in you, now I'm ignoring you, now I pay attention to you, now I don't, there's a lot of this, there's a lot of this, a lot of like duality, and also like you think that you know me, or you think that you got me, but you don't got me. It's like today I offer you this. Tomorrow I may run away. So also Theo is someone that probably he is also someone that hides, that has like secrets, or he hides his intentions, or maybe he's someone that he doesn't entirely show himself. But he definitely is very loving guy. He has this very emotional nature also. This is what they have, both of them have available. That both of them have these cups available. They have potential. They have the potential to actually understand each other in an emotional level. But in the case of Theo, he has his guards up. Like, it's not about keeping his guards up. I think that he has his insecurities, or probably he's like, I shouldn't trust him. Like, he is a bit, like, yeah, like, I'm coming to you, but at the same time, like, I want to get to know you better. Sorry, guys, I came back. Playing hard to get. Yeah, it's just that I think that, and it's, look at this. Look how the tarot repeats itself. Because I showed you this. This is Kiho, this is Theo. And look at this. Seven of Cups of Kiho, Seven of Swords of Theo. So both of them are not entirely sure of each other. It's like, and this is not about trust issues, it's just that they probably want to keep like flirting with the idea of, I think that they are still like working on this, like, like, are you my person? Like, how is our dynamic? Maybe they're still like, but they definitely are a bit like more expansive or open to the idea of like, okay, maybe yes, today we are connected emotionally, but maybe tomorrow, or maybe a few months from now, you're going to see us like, being clingy with other members, for example. So definitely they are, but the emotional connection is there. Definitely there's like very motherly vibe, and it's like, it's going to be very obvious. Like, I actually have to watch these two interact. Now I'm curious because of this water, all these cups in here. Like, I'm like, I want to know what's up. But yeah, they both have their tactics. But they're very open emotionally. So it's not awkward, it's not forced. And yeah, then they got the Fool card, and they got the card of idealism, that is also an Aquarius card. So I think that for them it's all about starting over. It's all about like, for them it's about like, okay, let's do this together. Like, let's bring this bond to this new era. Like, let's do this together. Let's be different together. Like, let's be very unexpected. I think that both of them are very emotional, like, but at the same time, they want to surprise people. There's this element of like, I'm a wild soul, so let me be, something like that. And also with the card of idealism, there's this sense of like, I am my own person. Like, despite of people being like shipping and everything, they definitely value the whole group. You know, there's this sun in Aquarius, it's about the whole group. So this is about them actually loving all the members, or actually being like, you know, it's not that I want to be fixated to you. Like, I like you, like we have a lot of chemistry, probably, you know, they get along very well, but they are very much open to also like probably try another, like go hang out with other members, or they changing and introducing change in their dynamic. You know, this is not about them like, okay, we will stay together and that's it. No, I see them like shifting. Okay. Then I'm going to pull cards for this member that everyone has been asking me for this. I never know how to say this group name. Is it Lalipulus? 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 Yeah, I believe it's Lalipulus. I never, like, I know I had the potential to watch an MV of them, and I didn't play. I didn't play it. I didn't watch it. Lapulus? Lapulus? Okay. For the member Chanti. For the member Chanti. I know her name is Chantal. I believe she's from Latin America. Chanti. Oh my. Oh, I also want to take this moment to actually thank, I have my first member of YouTube that I believe her name is Marcela Pozo. So I wanted to say hi. I wanted to mention her. I don't know if she's around, but she is my first member. She the first member of my channel, so I'm so excited. Too much going on in their music. Okay, this member Chanti, she got the Hermit, King of Swords, Temperance, Three of Pentacles, Five of Cups. And from the Oracle, she got the card of Sun in Leo, Fortune. Honestly, if she's a foreigner, things hasn't been easy for her. There's a lot of like, she starts with the Hermit, so there's like a lot of feelings of feeling lonely and feeling isolated. Like, but I don't think that she's like being excluded. I think that for her to learn certain things, it's very solitary, and she's like going through a lot of like self-reflection about like, okay, is this what I want? Like, she has the King of Swords, so I guess that there's someone that is like pushing this for her. Like, I don't know if this is like a manager or if this is like a father figure, someone being like, okay, you have to do this. Like, someone being like, okay, you are here, you have to do this. Like, somehow being very cold and being very like righteous, and being a bit like unflexible. And I think that probably at the beginning things felt a bit like um, as- like lonely, a bit cold. Everything is very cold for her. Probably people in power also are very. They are not. They are nice, but yeah, they're very cold, and I don't know why I feel like there's something about her father. Like her father being like, okay, you have to do this. Someone in her family like very influential, be like, okay, you have to do this, or someone like actually encouraging her to, okay, like you have to get out of this mode, like you have to make it, like if this is your dream you have to keep going, like somehow being a bit authoritative so she doesn't get so much in her mind, about a lot of feelings of loneliness, or a lot of feelings of like, okay, I'm not going to talk about what I'm going through, something like that. In the middle of the reading, there's the Temperance. So definitely she's a very cheerful person in nature. She's like a believer, like she definitely believes in herself. She also is someone that slowly she's like connecting with the joy of what she's doing. She's like, okay, like she's centering herself. She's starting to see possibilities for her. Probably, I don't know about these girls, but probably her character is also very happy or is very bubbly. So she's like, okay, when she's in on the spotlight or when she's performing, she feels like the energy goes back to her body. She feels like, okay, this is what I want to do. This is great. With the Three of Pentacles and the Five of Cups, um, yeah, I mean, she tries to make it work, with the other members. I sense a lot of teamwork. Definitely, these girls are very busy. Like, I don't know if it's because they are like adjusting to each other's rhythm, but she feels very remorseful for something. She has those moments, where she's like, do they want me here? Like, I don't know, she has these like mood swings. It seems like, the energy comes back and forth. There are days where she's busy and she's great. And then there are days where she feels a bit like sad and she's like, oh, thinking like, I don't know if I want to do this, but definitely she's working on this. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes she thinks about she wants to walk away. I don't know what happened. I don't know what's going on in that group. But probably, it seems like she's very emotional. But when she's busy and she's like working with the group, she feels okay. I definitely don't see like it's the group. I think that this is something personal of hers that it's very hard for her to keep the energy up or the enthusiasm up, or the positivity up. It seems like she's very happy doing what she loves, but then when she gets off stage, she gets a bit like heavy, like probably homesick, or I don't know. She just feels lonely. There's the feeling that I get, like maybe I should go back home or something like that. And with this, I don't think that it's necessarily that she has to travel. No, I think that she just misses the warmth or the emotional support of someone. You know. But then with the card of the Oracle is the Sun in Leo. So there's this sense of she has the potential to connect with passion. I think that it's very early for her to make a decision. Because yes, the beginnings, I don't know how long this group had been around, but yes, they are still working on it. Like this is not going to be a fast transition to stardom, but definitely she is in the right place. Like she has, the potential to shine. She has the potential to grow and expand in this group. And also she has a lot of charisma. She definitely belongs to the stage. But there's some insecurities. Probably she feels a bit like lonely. I get that she feels lonely, but I think that is something personal of hers. I think that when she's working, she gets distracted because it seems like she has like a goal. But then when the night comes, or she's by herself, or she's thinking about her life, she's like, she feels very sad, you know. And I think that this is very interesting. How probably, you know, in this on the scene, on the spotlight, she looks actually very like radiant. You know, she exudes probably a very happy vibe. But then, you know, behind stages, she probably feels a bit like homesick or a bit lonely. Um, but she has potential. She has potential. So I think that she just has to be patient, because, yeah, the girls are still working on their dynamic. They are still working. So yeah, it's not all fun and games. You know, it's not all like, yeah. Yeah, it's just that the thing, I don't know why, but I think that she had the high priestess. She isolates herself. You know, instead of like probably telling the others how she feels or talking about it, she like hides it. You know, she's like, oh, everything is okay. You know, she doesn't talk about it. Uh, but maybe she opens up and she shares that with the group. Maybe she will feel better. It's just that I think that she still is still adjusting to. She's like, she wants to be seen as positive and you know, very radiant and very funny and very like passionate. You know, she doesn't want to show weakness. So probably this is what is making it worse for her emotionally. But yeah, she's going to do great, actually. Like, it's just that, you know, the fame and the exposure, it all takes time, you know, even though if they are doing okay, or if they have fans, or if, you know, she's happy, it's a whole process, you know. It's not going to be like something that she is going to be on the, you know, on the top and just like know everything, you know, in a short period of time. It's a very competitive industry, yeah. So yeah, she has to learn to communicate better with the members. You know, she probably doesn't say anything, and that makes it worse. You know, that feeling of loneliness. You know, that feeling of they don't understand me. You know, because probably she's not the only one that feels like this. Probably there's other members that also miss their families, or you know, there's a sense of nostalgia. You know. So yes, guys, unless you have a question or something that you want me to pull cards for, I'm going to go. This is going to be it. It was very fun, very interesting. I did talk a lot. What? What do you have? Please, no more Kiho questions. Let's leave that guy alone. No, what is it? What is it, Samara? Like, don't, like, you just name it. Say it. Say it. Have you pulled anything recent for a new scalp? No, because since he is in hiatus, like, I don't want to. No, I don't want to go there. Like, I think he's going to be okay. But yeah, he needs time, and I don't want to, you know, pull cards for him in this period, you know. Yeah. Yeah, and also because you know, it's yeah. But I'm sure he's going to be okay. It's just that probably it's going to take a while, you know. So it's not that he's going to disappear. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. It's just that he needs time. Yeah, it was great. Last week we're going to see who wins. Who wins for the next one. I'm waiting for Samara to tell me the question. I'm waiting for her to tell me the question. Like, I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving until you tell me the question, Samara. You cannot just say, oh, I have a question, and then be like, never mind. Like, ah, it was about Kiho. What? What do you want to know about Kiho? Oh my. Actually, this, I don't know why it shows like this because actually I wanted it, because it changes colors, guys. I love this sweater. I love this sweater. But I wanted to, you saw already like the white one, so I wanted to put it like this, the golden. Because you know how you usually get the emperor? Uh-huh. Yeah, you get the emperor. I was feeling competitive. I want to see how we would get it in the dynamic. Uh, who would get it in, who would get it in what sense? Who because the emperor, I don't know. Like, you mean like who would get like that sort of dominant energy between the both of you? Mm, actually, none of you, because he got the emperor. He got the emperor, not the, sorry, the lovers, and the nine of swords. So yeah, very strangely, but he would be a bit of like, he would be his Libra self with you. I don't know why. And with you, you got the Temperance and the Seven of Cups. So you would also like slow down your energy for him. You would try to find like a middle ground. You would try to be like, okay, like I have to connect with my emotions. It's like, okay, I get it. I have to, in order to connect with him, I have to like somehow like slow down a bit with my emotions. I have to find a balance between my spiritual self and my emotions. So you will be very patient with him, very patient. But also I think that he could like make you feel a bit confused sometimes, because the Seven of Cups is often a card about illusions. So he could actually make you feel confused. And actually you feeling confused because you're like, I'm being very understanding. And he has been very deceiving. So it's like, it's like it would be very, very interesting because I feel like he wouldn't be honest, like 100%, because with the lovers and the Nine of Swords, it's like he cannot make his mind, or there's something he wants to tell you and he would be like, should I tell her or not? you know, so you also feeling like you have to be like you know, understanding and kind of like going in the way with him, you know. So yeah, but definitely, like, I from the cards from the major arcana, I guess you would be like the more mature one because you got the temperance, so you would be the one that would accommodate, like would try to like bring balance to the relationship, that he sometimes can make the bond feel very confusing or feel like, you know, like he doesn't make his mind, like he's very changeable, or he wouldn't want to make a decision and you would be like the one that, okay, like, you know, we need to be wiser here, like we need to, you know, somehow like sit down and have a talk. So yeah, I guess between the two of you, no, actually, no. You would be very very nice, actually. But yes, there would be moments where you would be like, you know, so you don't have to actually feel angry because of his indecisiveness. You would somehow like be very like, you know, like having these fantasies over your head. You know, like being like, oh yeah, maybe, you know, like somehow like picturing some visions in your head about why he is the way he is, you know, like somehow like trying to convince yourself that it's not about you, that is his nature, you know. And that, I don't know why I get that when you would meet him, if you meet him, he would be haunted by something. And I think that it has to do that he is just nice with everyone and he wants to please everyone. So I think that when you show up as the Temperance, it's like you're like, you know, you cannot be with a feet on the water and a feet on the land. Like you have to commit. Like what is going on with you? Like be honest. Like, you know, you can heal with me. I can heal you, but you need to be honest. You know, so you've been a sort of healer in his life also. I think that yes, you would be much more compassionate with him than with others. Like definitely, I wouldn't see this energy from you with other biases. Probably with him, it seems like you. It's not that you feel sorry for him, but it's like you empathize with him, and you are like, yeah, I understand what he goes through. So yeah, but yeah, we have to communicate. Like, you know, we have to find a balance. Like, tell me what's going on. So yeah. Okay, guys, I'm going to go. So yes, have a great weekend, everyone. I will try to like send you a few messages to annoy you during the day on the weekend on Discord. But yes, I will see you there, guys. Enjoy your weekend. Bye.